Welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Life Podcast, a member of the Nation Network of Podcasts and delivered by DoorDash.
Welcome to Real Life, everyone. What is going on right now?
I think that I'm in love with Matthew Tkachuk.
Are you guys all drunk?
Need a new intro.
Yeah, you say it all the time. You say it all the time, and I'm always like, we don't need a new intro. I'm now admitting we
Let's make one today. We're all in studio. 5 of us.
All five members of BTS.
All 5 members.
Do it a cappella?
Yeah.
Back
Can
again.
someone like lay down a beat?
How do we, what?
Boys to Men style.
When was the last fucking time all 5 of us were in the same room?
A long time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen Wanye physically in person for probably 2-3 months.
I'm a Bitcoin now. I don't exist in the real world.
So you don't.
I'm only in the cloud.
You're not worth anything.
No, this is all hologram.
Speaking of Bitcoin.
Oh boy.
So whatever Bankman-Fried.
Yes, let's talk about this. I got theories.
He is on a podcast. This is in April. My buddy who was like a very anti-crypto guy is like, you have to listen to this
because he's a
podcast.
true finance guy.
And how he explains crypto and crypto yield farming is explaining exactly what a Ponzi scheme is to a T.
But capitalism, if you break it down, is kind of a Ponzi scheme. Like if you said, I'm going to put a bunch of people in a room and make them work for way less than what I'm billing them out for, and then keep that, you'd be like, well, that doesn't sound right. And you're like, I'm going to bring a new wave in and a new wave in. Like you can easily, I know the argument you're making, but it does have utility, crypto.
Well, this is how he explained
You
it.
can pay with stuff.
He's like, well, as long as everyone agrees, there's value.
Right.
So the minute you don't have agreement, you're fucked.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
So he's like, yeah, no, it's crypto's like a box. Just think of this box and you put money in the box. And for putting in the money in the box, you get these X tokens for putting your money in your box. And that is your return for the box. And what happens is the sexier, more prettier boxes get more money put into them. Therefore, higher returns of coins are paid to these people. So that then it creates a situation where more money wants to flow in because you're getting this return for your money of these coins.
How does one make a sexy box?
You get Tom Brady to talk about it.
So So all this money's going in, returns are being paid out just because this money's going in, but essentially that money is going to pay those returns, or the return has no value. So therefore, this is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. You give me $100,000, I will give you 10,000 rocks a year, provided you think that's worth something to you. I keep the $100,000.
Sexy
you
rocks.
Get your rocks.
Sexy rocks.
When Herbalife was getting taken to court as being a Ponzi scheme, right? How they proved it wasn't was if you join one of these you
need Carl Icahn to jump in here somewhere.
Skincare Ponzi schemes where everybody sells candles,
yeah,
but nobody actually uses the candles. You can't find anyone who's like, I love those candles that my neighbor sells. I go through them all the time. Herbalife, they're trying to prove that no one actually used it. They just sold it to each other. It was just like a Ponzi scheme because nobody was actually using Herbalife. Right. I think it's the same thing for crypto. Like a lot of these coins, there's no transactions. They're not used for shit.
I saw a 60 Minutes episode once where they talked to like 3 people who were at different levels of like a Melaleuca or like a Herbalife type of thing.
Yeah.
And so what they would do is they would get offers to like buy large quantities of things from the company at a really discounted price. The more you bought, the lower the price was, thinking that these people would then turn around and sell it to their friends. So the people would like want to take advantage of the biggest package they could get where they would save the most amount of money. So most of them would have garages full of product and could never sell a single one of them.
Yep.
And so the overall company is making money because it's selling its product in one way or another. But these people are getting absolutely
There's no end customer
fleeced.
in a Ponzi scheme.
And they can't sell them because either A, they can't figure out how to, you have a garage full of stuff. How do you go about selling it? Do you have a garage sale? Do you market it somewhere? Do you sell it on Kijiji? Like when you have extra stuff, it's not like easy to turn around and sell. And now you're talking about a store in a garage with no storefront. And sometimes these people don't really have like an e-commerce background or anything, and they can't do anything with the stuff. And it just absolutely fleaces them.
That's why I sell all my candy in a van.
There's basements galore scattered across North America.
And the product's
that
going
are
to go
full of
bad sooner or
candles.
later.
Oh yeah, for sure. Candles. Yeah.
That have not made the market. But it's
But
funny.
it's the idea. They're selling the idea. And what you're kind of saying is like the idea that this box is sexy.
No,
and that,
this box is full of money that you can't have, but that makes these coins that you're getting have value, and people are going to accept it as value because there's so much money in this box that it's attached to, but the value of the coins exceeds the money that's in the box.
Well, there's also a lot of these exchanges, they have their own coins, right? And they leverage the shit out of those coins. And those have zero value relative to the quote unquote blue chip ones like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Like FTX got in trouble because, well, a big part of it is that they had so many people investing in their coin that was literally worthless anywhere else. And then when they go to withdraw, all that money had been loaned out and leveraged at a higher rate than banks do. And then it just all collapsed.
So I remember like when it was already like crypto's already it's exploded. Everybody's fucking, it's like when Diamond Hands and everybody's talking all that shit. Like when
Does the best.
yeah. So
a lot of paper, hands.
I want to like just research it, like learn about it. And so, and maybe put in like $100 and just see what happens, because I want to, you can't really learn about something unless you have an active participant sometimes. And so I researched one that was going to be like up and coming, because everything was, and so it was right when Mark Zuckerberg had come out with one called Sandbox. Yep. And Sandbox, he was trying to like pivot it as a coin and that you had to buy in order to use it in a game that he was
Sandbox
producing,
universe,
right? The Sandbox universe, where you could buy real estate, you could buy all this stuff. So he was trying to make a purpose.
That's exactly what it is.
Like buying this thing for a purpose, right? Because this is the only place you could sell it, or you could use it. Sorry. And so I was like, well, that sounds pretty good. He hasn't failed all that many times. You see, so
Metaverse seems to be going well.
So I'm going to put like $100. I'm going to buy him, start a Binance wallet. I'm going to put $100 Sandbox worth it, in it, just to see how it goes. And like that shit's worth like $10 right now.
Well, when the stock market first started
people would go,
but when people first started out, it's not long enough time horizon.
Sure.
People who are like, I'm starting a publicly traded company and I'm doing a train from Edmonton to Cleveland and I'm going to raise $12 million because the year is 1928. And they would get all their money from their float issuance and they wouldn't do anything. They would just keep it because it wasn't regulated. Right.
Yeah.
And people got good at stock manipulation and that's what their company did. So JFK, the president's dad, was like the king of this shit. And he was a bank teller and he would be friendly with the customers that came in to do his business banking. And one guy that came in owned one of the cab companies in New York back in the day, or Boston. I can't remember one of the cities. And he's like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm publicly traded. And my main competitor is always fucking with my stock price. It's bankrupting me. And Dad Kennedy was like, oh, I can fix that for you. Get me a suite at the Waldorf Astoria or whatever the nicest hotel in town was, and 3 stock tickers. And he went in there and bankrupted the guy's competition and handed him the keys basically to his main competitor, bankrupt. And he took over the company for pennies on the dollar.
Like legally?
Yeah, because it wasn't regulated.
So what would he do?
Short them. Right. So he'd do transactions like it's $1 a share and he'd be like 80 cents a share and he'd just run them into the ground and do trades amongst himself and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, there's 10 people that only want 80 cents for your 90-cent stock. I guess the price is going down and the markets weren't very efficient. Right. So, but anyway,
he's basically doing reverse arbitraging.
It took him being named the head of the SEC. They named him because he was so shady at stock manipulation. He's like, this isn't illegal. They put him in charge of cleaning up stocks. That will eventually happen. That's usually how it works. Yeah. But that will happen with crypto. They'll get this numbnuts out of prison and be like, you have to be in charge of crypto regulation. It's just
so funny that like the reports of him who would like sit there and play a game called League of Legends in meetings with like really, really like venture capitalist firms and stuff that were, he was
like a caricature of what a guy like that.
And they were like, this guy,
and
then when he would say something, it was almost like the scene in The Social Network when like Zuckerberg, you see, he's like drawing and the guy's like, I don't think we have your full attention. He's like, no, you don't. Yeah. And he's like, you'll get my full attention if I deem it's deserved. And like, that's what this guy apparently was doing in meetings. So people were just like, well, this guy must be.
We better give him 75 million.
We better give him some fucking money. So they gave him all this money.
But that's like Silicon Valley. You see, when they like the house is filled with arrogance, they're like, Pied Piper is the shit. They get offers thrown at them. Yeah. When they're all vulnerable and shit, they don't get any business, right? The psychology of it's funny. The best thing about this whole crypto thing is the polygamy. These motherfuckers are living 10 deep in a condo in the Bahamas doing meth. And yes, or amphetamines, not necessarily meth, but amphetamines. because he was always talking about how he was doing uppers and downers, and then the lady who's in charge of the company, the little mousy lady, she's like the head freak league. Like, what the fuck is going on?
They apparently had like a memo to the staff on how to use amphetamines.
Yes.
To be more
like limitless.
What is it called?
Limitless,
to be more efficient.
Yeah, those 5 hours of sleep, right?
People
That's all they got.
are freaky.
Like,
and if
to
you
how
give
to
them all that
perfectly use
Bitcoin,
them.
they get freakier. I like it. It shows that
What
we're
episode
all
is
animals.
this? You didn't even say like welcome to real life. Here's the 5 of us. What episode are we on?
Are we even recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we even play the intro? Or
Remcheck's doing 26 hours
Tyler
worth
swears
of
we're all in the room, and I feel like Tyler is not here.
He's done 26 hours of podcast in the last 24 hours.
I was actually just waiting for like a little lull in all of that. And I was just going to jump in and be like, yeah, Edler probably could have gotten a game. Just like jump into that.
Yeah.
Well, it's no reason or no wonder we jump right into it because it's very, very interesting.
I can't
The
wait.
industry will come back.
I can't wait for the Netflix documentary.
There's going to be,
Now it's going to be great with all that freaky shit. Oh, yeah.
100%.
Maybe it's a Brazzers compilation.
Because if I've learned anything about Netflix, in about 16 to 18 months, we're going to get a sweet series.
Is this
on
going to be like better than Firefest when
there's
that came
already
out?
the guy that did The Big Short, and he's already working on it.
See, it's perfect.
Who
Like
plays
there's
that
that
chick?
one. There was
Rhea
that GameStop one.
Mayim Bialik.
Yeah, the GameStop one.
There's a couple of GameStop ones. HBO did one, and then
I watched
Netflix
the
did one.
GameStop one. That was a good.
Fantastic. Can't wait for this
and
one.
I'm
okay,
watching
so
Bring It Down
we're talking
FIFA,
about
whatever it's
streaming
called.
right now. So, we talked about the Yellowstone thing and how you had to buy an add-on or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I was corrected so when 1883 came out, remember when the last
The year or the show?
the show with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, and it was like a prequel to Yellowstone. That was a Paramount Plus. You had to have a Paramount Plus subscription to watch it, but you could watch it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Well, that's what this is. That's what Yellowstone is too. You don't have to go. You have to have a Paramount Plus subscription to watch this Yellowstone. So if you do and you have Amazon, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You can go on Amazon and watch it. But if you don't have Paramount Plus, you have to buy Paramount Plus to watch this new season of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And we don't have Paramount Plus in my family. And my wife was like, she's very like, she hates going to get like oil changes because when they are like, oh, your air filter, she's like, I don't trust you. No way. Like anything that seems like it's, not above board or like you're being shady, she just like immediately shuts down and she hates it. And so, like, she just does not want to watch Yellowstone.
there's a
She's like, I hate
Paramount
this.
Plus.
It's like her favorite show. And she's like, I hate it now. I'm like, but
I respect it. She's got principles.
They
She's
made a
got
show with
principles and
Faith
do not
Hill.
violate them.
Commitment to the bit.
Faith Hill and Tim McGraw are like John Dutton, his
Great.
Tim McGraw. Can you just have a minute? Can you just give him a minute, Faith, to live his fucking life? Like,
know.
Tim, we've got a new show for you. Oh, I didn't even know as an actor.
They have another one coming out called 1923.
We think we can get you to hook up with your co-star.
Years?
Well, yeah, because it's like the year.
No, but
It's like the year that like
we'll
that
put you in
it
this
would- that it
TV
would
show. You
take
can hook up
place.
with your co-star. Awesome.
There's a lot of overtalking
Your
here.
co-star is your wife.
I'm going to turn down microphones over here, Tyler.
Yeah, we need to stop. That's what I forgot was the issue with all of us being in the same room is just.
So 1923, guess who's in it? Guess who's the lead?
Han Solo.
They're also
Garth Brooks.
Duttons. Yeah.
Solo.
Oh, you know. Okay.
Yeah, and I can't remember who the missus is.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
They have
Helen
Harrison
Sir
Ford
Helen
and Helen
Mirren.
Mirren money.
Sir, is she a sir? Lady.
Sir
The
Henry.
streamers got too much.
Wouldn't it be
dough.
Lady Helen Mirren?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. And Harrison Ford, yeah.
Wow, we're blowing Chuck's mind right
Broke
now.
his
Look
leg.
at
Are
him.
you high right now?
He's on the anti-amphetamines right
I
now.
can't tell if you like all five of
Holy
us in here or
shit.
not.
He's overwhelmed.
It's overwhelmed.
Processor overload. This is where I think the good content comes from, though. So you get the beat factory going.
Yeah.
It all started with orgy crypto.
Did you ever
porn.
see when Chris Angel did a magic trick in Harrison Ford's house?
Yes.
To him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it. He basically like after the trick, he just
out of
like
my
looks at him
house.
seriously and he's like, "Get out of my fucking house, get out!" And he's not kidding. He's like, "Get out."
Harrison Ford will probably pull out a gun and shoot you.
Yeah.
They said that he was like, I'm not doing any more Star Wars because he broke his ankle filming one of them. And he's just like, I don't need money. That's the quote. Like, I don't need money anymore. Now he's with Dame Helen Mirren making a fucking TV show. Like, why, Harrison? You're 88 years old. Go crash some planes.
But Harrison Ford, go randomly.
He did it twice, remember?
Crash landed
On a
LAX.
golf course and then did it again.
Stop flying at that point.
Get off my plane.
So he's clearly chasing the attention. Like he likes that stuff. So, but if there's going to be someone to play not the prequel Dutton, the prequel Dutton, because now this is like turning into a crazy.
Oh, they could do every 20 years.
Wait till the Dutton Ranch on Mars in 23-22, where
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet is John Dutton the fifth.
Timothy Chalamet and the girl from Saturday Night Live who's got the really Sarah something with the really funny voice and like the really short hair here up top, but then long down below. Do you know?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
Dark
about.
hair.
Yeah.
Are you talking like current day SNL?
Yeah.
Oh, you're like into the new cast members? You're like,
No.
this new guy from
Chalamet.
Cleveland.
I think, I don't know. No, not really. But
Well, Harrison Ford does deserve to be a Dutton. He looks and reeks Dutton.
Yeah.
When I look at the first season I watch SNL religiously. When I look at the opening show with the new cast members, in the time it takes to flash them on the TV, I've decided if I like them or don't like them. Just by the look on their face, they're like,
Well, the guy that does Donald Trump is by far the best Donald Trump I've ever
I
seen.
think they picked him like they had
Only
a
for
worldwide
that?
Trump impersonator contest.
Yeah. I miss the old guys. Like I miss the guy who like
Will
just
Ferrell?
bought a boat. Remember whatever his name was? But he's like, he was always on Weekend Update and he would just be like, hey Colin. And,
Oh, the
and I got a small
collar guy.
dong. And he'd say stuff like that. But he'd always be bragging about the shit he had. And you could tell he'd have like 3 polos and they'd all have popped collars. Anyways,
it takes for me with a new SNL crew because I'm so loyal to the ones past. I'm like, who are you? I do not trust you.
but some hit so quick, like Bowen Yang.
Yeah. He's amazing.
He
is
hit like in the
hilarious.
first 3
Bonjour,
episodes.
hi.
Yeah, Bonjour High was probably one of the greatest episodes. Like my sons still say that to me. That's shit. And yeah, he hit quick. Some
He
of
was
them,
good.
some of them just hit immediately, and you just know.
Some are a long draw.
Some you can tell right off the bat that you're just never going to be into them.
And then one dude just stole Kenan Thompson's ex-wife and then got punched in the face in New York. Did you see that?
No.
So one of the guys on SNL, Kenan Thompson with his longtime wife, 16 years, breaks up with her. SNL castmate gets with her like immediately afterwards. 3 weeks later is going to the comedy club and gets absolutely sucker punched by some fool who like busts his nose over. I think he hit him with a hammer or something.
What?
Like
See it?
Cartoons.
Looking it up.
That's New York
Yeah.
justice.
In cartoon.
Got a big.
Well, is
wooden
Kenan
mallet.
Thompson still on the cast?
He left.
He left.
He got a
He
TV. He got his own show.
He finally
It's
left. He was on there for like
canceled.
20 years.
Yeah.
Chris Red?
Yeah.
Those two were like best friends.
Took his wife.
They like played a state. They had a call.
Took
They
his
started
wife
a
away.
Sitcom with NBC, and they made special things where they would legit fly together to the taping of the show and then fly back for the Sunday episode, like on NBC's dime.
No, Keenan broke up with her. Then he got with her.
That's still the
Chris
disrespect.
Red.
Well, he got what was coming to him. He got a hammer to the head.
Yeah, you don't
Like
do that
when
to
poor
Keenan.
the guy
He's
from Honey I
beloved.
Shrunk the Kids. Remember, he hadn't been seen in 20 years. He did the Mint Mobile ad with Ryan Reynolds, and then got knocked out in New York like the next week.
Crazy.
Oh, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he hadn't been seen in like 20 years. He kept it super low. Does
Ryan
one
Reynolds
ad.
smokes him out like
Boom.
one Canadian another. Rick, let's do it.
Yeah.
Whack.
30 seconds in my ad, Brick.
He's like, that's why I retired.
Exactly. He didn't want to be the public eye.
Couldn't handle all the violence of acting.
The States is crazy with the crime stuff, man. Like people are sitting in a patio on Rodeo Drive on a restaurant patio. Just got robbed.
What?
Took all their watches, all their jewelry. Guys walked to the tail. He's like, they're like, okay, here you go.
Yep, it's all good.
Who won World War II? I ask you. That's crazy. You couldn't do that shit. Just walk up to somebody 5 years ago on Rodeo Drive and rob them.
Why not?
Because I assume there were police.
There was some social decorum as well.
Yeah.
There's a G code.
I show you respect. I am not going to rob you. I'm just going to engage in pleasant conversation.
Now what they do, Chalmers, is they wait at the club and they see who's balling and like spending money. And then they have people outside. They say the guy's coming out. Then they follow them home and rob them at home.
Organized crime.
Really? Did I ever tell you? Oh, I think I told you what Gilbert Arenas did. Remember, he took out $80,000 at a strip club on his Black Card, MasterCard, and then he threw 40 of it to the dancers.
Oh, you got it.
And he got his friends to take out 10,000 each, 4 of them. They left the club and then he called Amex the next day and said that like it was a bum charge. And so he got the 80,000 back from Amex and the 40 that they left the club with.
They caught him since, but they make him pay it back.
He admitted it on a fucking podcast. It's unbelievable.
So a
that's
guy
smart.
making tens of millions of dollars
Gilbert
a year
Arenas.
committed
Look it up.
credit card fraud.
Yeah. Strip club, credit card fraud. He is an idiot. 00. Agent Zero.
If you're gonna throw $40,000 worth of $1 bills in the air, some of these American strip clubs have like count rooms, like
That's
casinos.
what they. Haven't you ever seen? You can like search a photo
like bales
of
of
the
money.
workers after the night, and they are sitting in a room full of money. The money's up to about here, and they're all just putting it in elastic bands, and that's what they have to do to clean up that night, so that they can like.
Remember when the strippers here used to have like the magnet on a chain? They would walk around on the stage like they were walking a dog, and all the loonies would stick to the magnet. Do you remember?
Yeah,
those are good times. When I went to
they
Montreal
walk
once,
out to stage to do their dance.
They would do it themselves
with a magnet on a string and a water bottle.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Anyways, we have lost Bag Milk.
No.
Okay, go.
Hold on. When I met Americans for the first time, they were like, "Is it true that you throw coins at strippers in Canada?" And it just shamed. I'd never thought of it that way before, and I was like, "We do."
Yeah, you don't even. Yeah, and not only do we just throw them, but we do it really disrespectfully.
You can knock a poster.
Yeah. What did you find?
So here's the quote from Gilbert Arenas. If you kick me out of your strip club, you're getting robbed. I know what you're thinking. Soft ass ain't robbing nobody. I would like to inform all the big ballers out there, I'm the reason strip club's fingerprint now. I'll order 80,000 worth of ones, throw 40,000, have one of my teammates sign that bill, wake up the next day, call American Express and say my card was stolen last night.
Crazy. Crazy.
They refund you all your money back, LMAO. So I got the $80,000 I spent back plus the 40,000 I took out at the club.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
You're gonna go to jail for that, Gilbert. They're gonna get you.
Isn't he the one who brought a gun into an arena?
Yeah, he got in a fight with one of his teammates, and then he pulled a gun on him in the locker room.
Wild.
So
character.
Hockey, huh?
Well, you know.
All right, let's get the pod going. Episode 429 brought to you by Introduction Noodle.
Bag Milk, start recording.
The first 20 minutes is only available on our Patreon account, Real Life Plus.
If we're going to do that, we should include what we talk about going into the show before we turn the mics on. We say all the interesting shit before we start.
Yeah.
Super follower.
Anyways, DoorDash and Oodle Noodle, combine the two. It's Thursday. It's kind of cold out. You don't want to cook. You don't even want to really go out for dinner. Have Oodle Noodle brought to you using DoorDash and Oodle Noodle. All right. Talk some hockey. Can we? Are we mad at Alex Edler? Scale of 1 to 10.
No, it's kind of a
No.
I'm not fine with the hit, but I'm not like taking it to my grave that I hate him.
I'm not like going like on a Twitter war rampage being like he needs to be suspended, blah 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 blah. What I am saying is this guy needs to be fucking tuned up because he is a predator who doesn't pay the price. And this is where the new level, like where the game has gone. This is where guys like this can thrive. And that is what drives me fucking crazy.
We're not taking any more in Nashville. No more predators.
So what I liked about it though was the unintended consequence of this hit happening was that Darnell Nurse got in a few good shots on him. I have to say,
he always answers the bell. Say what you want about Nurse.
No, you don't want to fight.
Always answers.
In that case, that was great. But what it did was it forced the Oilers. It didn't really force them. They wanted to after this, but to play more physical in that game. And I thought they did a really good job of that. Right? Unfortunately, they couldn't pull out the win. It would have been nice to get the
smothered.
Yeah.
Smothers brother.
But, which one? The rich one or the poor one?
Both.
But remember how we always used to talk? We're like, I don't know, does Edmonton have like the toughness to play in the playoffs? And like,
without Evander.
No, it's difficult. And last night, but I mean, I hope that everybody noticed on that team that McDavid then gets pissed and he not normally a guy that initiates big hits, makes a big hit, creates a turnover, Hyman scores, right?
Yep.
And that, like, I know I always say this, but I pointed that out to my kids. I was like, that's another example of how I say forecheck, so we can get turnovers because that creates opportunities. And it was to a T what happened. And normally Connor McDavid might not throw a big hit like that, but you could tell he had an edge to him after that, especially after Doughty comes out and gives him shit, right? Like it's when we saw McDavid, he's like, he opened up. He absolutely opened up. There's like Alex Edler opened up his body knowing that McDavid was going to go past him. And you guys posted and it was a great post today, but that clip of him doing it to Hyman, like, was that last year, 2 years ago?
Hyman should have literally jumped him.
But
because
it's the exact same fucking thing.
I know. So like,
and you're right. The guy's a predator.
Like Hyman was pissed. Like you did that interview. And you've never seen Hyman's normally like happy-go-lucky, pleasant guy. He was fucking pissed.
I don't think that
Hyman should have fucking cross-checked him in the fucking throat. And I know that a lot of people aren't going to like that take, and that's probably hyperbole I'm using, but he should have jumped him because that was triggering for him. And Edler needs to like.
But Bagmo,
I don't like guys in the league that are like that.
You think the singular act of what he did last night was worth the 1 game suspension, or should it have been like a body of work?
It's a body of work thing. This isn't the first time Alex Edler stuck his knee out on a player.
Yeah.
He got a 2-game suspension 2 years ago for the exact same play on Zach Hyman.
It's like
on Zach Hyman.
Yeah,
yes.
That's why Zach was.
That's why Zach Hyman was so pissed last night.
He's like, he did this to me 2 years ago. He's like, this is blah blah.
Zach Hyman missed 2 months after
this
that.
This thing called OilersNation.com. They actually did a nice post where they. I'm just kidding.
Zach Hyman missed 2 months on the exact same play last 2 years ago, and frankly, Alex Edler's. He's lucky he's lucky
been suspended internationally.
He's lucky the linesman jumped in because Darnell Nurse was going to tune him up.
Oh, yeah. So
I've changed my mind.
Alex Edler feels comfortable enough to play in a league that can allow him to pull off that hit and not feel any repercussion for it.
And last night was one of those ones where I'm glad Darnell Nurse tried to jump
100%.
in there. But I'm also betting if Evander Kane was also on the ice, he wouldn't have allowed the linesman to get in the way.
Beat the shit out of the
He
linesman
would
and
have
then turned
taken it under his own hands.
Yeah.
The Oilers need more players like that. And unfortunately, like Klim Kostin last night, I like the way he was throwing his body around. Is he going to scrap with Alex Edler?
So here's
I am that guy is growing on me.
It's going to be one of the most ridiculous names.
So let's talk about these two players. Klim Kostin.
We're sitting here talking about somebody who named their baby Klim.
Yeah, dude.
Well, he is Russian.
6'3", 215 pounds, big dude.
Klim Jr.?
Big dude can move. He has been a threat to score in his first 2 games to play, that he's played.
So we can just call anybody any name we want now.
Yep.
And he's posting on Instagram how great the crowd was.
He did?
In very broken.
In very broken. Well, he is Russian.
Oh, where's he from? I thought
Russian.
He's Saskatchewan.
And so where do we get this guy?
Kostin didn't strike.
He was in the trade for Dmitry Samorukov, so it was like a prospect for prospect swap.
But I love it too because again, English is his second language, but he's still like, I need to go tell these fans how great it was last night. And he said, tough loss. What an atmosphere was at the crowd.
Yes, that's fine.
Love it.
Unreal.
Close enough for me.
I fully understand what he's saying.
But he kind of won last night when the rest of the team lost, I think. Because
He was one of my last night. He and Janmark were 2 of the most noticeable Oilers on the ice, which in itself is a problem, but also a nice little highlight on what he can do.
But once again, Janmark was a cap casualty. The movement of him, he is a legit bottom 6 NHLer. He is, and now we're seeing it. And Klim was good. Like that line was great.
Yeah, best line last
One of the
night, I thought.
highlights of the game.
Yeah. I dug into the numbers on this today on Oilers Nation every day. And Klim Kostin and Matthias Janmark both had 2 of the best 5-on-5 shots for percentages. They were 1 and 2 on the team. When Janmark was on the ice, the Oilers outshot the Kings 9-5. When Kostin was on the ice, the Oilers outshot the Kings 7-4.
And that's something to say because we couldn't get that many shots on net. Like what happened? I was on ON every day yesterday with Tyler Ramchuk.
Yeah.
And Tyler Ramchuk hit me with a stat, as he likes to do, about how the Kings are one of the worst scored on opponents in the league.
They get lit up all the time.
Lit up. So then I watched the LA Kings last night and I'm like, this is a team. How the hell do they let so many goals when they play like that? They were just gobbling up the center and getting in front of absolutely everything. Mind you, Bouchard needs to fucking make better decisions when he's got
Not
the
just
puck.
him.
But like he had 10 shot attempts in like the first period and only 2 got through. When it's very visible, there's a King like 5 feet in front of you. You might want to do something different.
I'd flip that a little bit as he's the only one trying to put the puck on the net.
And fair. But like anyone who was trying to do anything, they were getting a stick on it. They were getting a foot on it. And I'm like,
29.
How are these guys like the worst scored against team in the league?
29 block shots for the Kings last night.
That's remarkable.
That's insane. That's got to be a Guinness Book of World Record.
That's partially on the Oilers not being able to get shots through, partially on the Kings just being great at getting in
Their
the game.
trap style of play when you fall back a goal is so fucking painful to watch. But ultimately, last night it was effective. They won tactically last night.
Well, and so going back to the Edler knee, so McDavid was shot out of a cannon to start that game. Like shot out of a cannon. I'm like, okay, we're down one. I don't care. McDavid, he is pew, pew, pew. He's buzzing around. He's going to make sure we win this game. And then the knee happened and he was not the same like explosive buzzing around guy. He was just angry Connor and doing what he could do, but he lost the ability for that night to be a buzz
They kind of took him out of his game a bit.
Yeah. He also hurt him. Like he was hurt. So he wasn't able to
There still looked like there was a couple times where he was winding up and he had the potential. Like I thought he still had his jump, but he didn't look hurt to me.
I was just worried about
It's another fucking story of like one line of nobodies dominates us, right?
I did predict there was going to be a hat trick in the game.
You did.
I watched
Unfortunately,
that is the fourth hat trick the Oilers have given up.
I watched
Not
Arvidsson just take advantage of guys off the draw.
Okay, so I want to talk about Arvidsson.
What happened there? Because like on TV, they didn't.
Alfredson.
I would first of all about Arvidsson. I don't know why we didn't try to go for him. When you look at the acquisition cost, it was to get him.
What happened last night? Because they didn't really show. Like all I saw was Leon hacking away at him, and that he was big mad, but they didn't follow up on it at all.
So I actually had a great view of this from my seat to the game. So they were going up the ice. Big flex, yes.
I didn't say it. He said it.
You said it. Okay.
Don't look at me.
So they're going up ice and they were kind of jarring a little bit before this shift. But then in this shift, they're going up ice and Arvidsson kind of stepped in front of Draisaitl. You know how Draisaitl does, right? He doesn't like that shit. So he gave him a shot back and they came back into the D zone and the play started going up ice and Arvidsson kind of hit him with a stick like up in the rib area. And it was kind of a spear. So Draisaitl whacked him back. Arvidsson got another shot, then went up the ice. Draisaitl kind of went to chase him up the ice. Things slowed down. And then you could almost see the moment in his head click like, fuck that, I'm going to go get the puck. Scoops back, picks up the puck, and his head did not move from staring at Victor Arvidsson. He totally shot that puck at Arvidsson on purpose.
I thought they were going to go for a second.
I thought they were too, because then a couple of shifts later, they were both out there after a TV timeout, and Draisaitl was back over there giving him shit during the TV timeout.
Doesn't it concern you, though, that like the LA Kings just kind of unlocked a way to play against the Oilers and get them like a lot of people
open to be fucked with.
A lot of people come and you know are probably in awe of McDavid and Draisaitl to a T against play like a little bit playing against them. You kind of respect them. You don't want to like. This team of young kids was just like, I don't give a fuck who that is. We're gonna get actually maybe even made a point to get under the skin of those two, and they had their first pointless night in 10 and 11 games.
I said it last night on the Bcast. The thing that most frustrated me last night against the Kings was that there was no plan B from the Oilers. The Kings were sitting back in their trap, blocking everything, and there was no adjustments, at least visible adjustments on how you could get through that clutter. It was so congested in the neutral zone and in the defensive zone.
And we're still trying to make the play. It was shit, like it should have just been shoot on net and crash.
They gotta get
still
greasy.
trying to make passes and plays. And then granted, they're blocking the shots, but like the passes weren't getting through either.
They got to get greasy in games like that. The Oilers have not done that.
And I think what maybe the Kings did last night is they just got under the Oilers' superstar skins. Like
that's it. That's it. That's the unlock. They unlocked the badge.
Yeah, don't say it out loud.
Well, I mean, I hope nobody noticed.
But the other thing too is there was a lot that probably could have gotten called there. Remember that game, Oilers-Hawks from like 2 weeks ago when they called everything?
Yeah, the crazy one.
Yeah.
That was the same ref as last night.
Oh, so it was just
How does that happen?
Maybe it was the overcorrection.
So he's about a body of work over time, not an individual game.
He's about his career average.
He goes, in my last 2 games, the Oilers have gotten 7 power plays. And everyone's like, oh, that makes sense. 7.
They only got what? One last night?
One last night, yeah. I'm clicking through reading random stats. Did you know Zach Hyman leads the NHL in backhanded shots this year?
I love Zach Hyman.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me when you say it. He takes a lot of backhands.
He scored in a backhand.
Yeah, he scored last night. Beautiful top shelf.
RIP to anybody who had shot prop bets last night.
Well,
which was me.
who bet on anything Oilers were like,
smoked.
geez, I got worked.
Smoked.
Well, I was about to, and then I got caught up on something else because I'm like, Connor is buzzing. He is buzzing like a bee. Bzzz. And then I didn't, and then next thing you know, he got hit, and I was like, okay, I can't do it.
Buzzing like
he's
a
not
bee.
the same. He was.
You heard the joke. It's like, You know that bees die when they get their stinger, when they sting? Or no, when they have sex, they die? A bee?
Really?
What?
The stinging is true.
The stinging is true.
What's
This joke is either amazing or you didn't do your research.
I thought it was,
right now.
I think he's writing it on the fly.
I thought it was that bees, when they have sex, male bees, they die right afterwards.
No,
so if you
that's
see a bee
praying
flying
mantis.
around,
that's a praying
it's a
mantis.
virgin fucking
And then
nerd.
the
Bees
female
legit.
eats rips the head off and eats the head of the male.
My dad is a beekeeper. Bees legit die if they sting you.
Right.
It rips
I
their
know
guts
that.
out.
But you want to talk bee sex.
So if you see a male praying mantis,
cryptocurrency, they come.
Next thing you know, their hive is a freaking leak.
Hive is just a giant bee orgy.
yeah.
All the males
Honey.
be dying.
Yeah.
Would you call
So actually, you know what?
The guts
Chalmers
come
is also correct. Chalmers is also correct. Male honeybees are able to mate 7 to 10 times during a mating flight. Shout out to the bees. And after mating, a drone dies quickly as his abdomen rips open when his endophallus is removed.
So it's just like humans.
So basically,
Hey, buddy, just keep
Just
it
like
at a
humans.
healthy 6
yeah.
and you're fine.
Basically, it sounds like the rope gets pulled off.
yeah. So this is the
Just pitch count. Pitch count.
These must have great game. Like, girl, I got 5
says
more
a male
mates in
bee's
me in this
testicles
flight.
explode during sex,
wanna be
killing
too-
them instantly. That means if you see a bee flying around, chances are he's a virgin. Lol, fucking nerd.
Their testicles explode?
Hey, baby, you want to come back to my place? Watch my endophallus explode?
Yeah, exactly. Damn.
Well, I don't think that they know that's going to happen.
Imagine that happened with humans. Pow, pow.
Best moment followed by the worst moment
worst
of your
moment.
life.
I have a joke, but I'm not going to say it. I'll say it after.
Hey-oh.
No.
Ooh.
What? Want to be left alone? No, nothing.
No.
Nothing? No? All right. Well.
Crickets.
Cricket.
Why is there crickets, you son of a bitch? Aw.
Okay, so let's
I don't know this question. Who do you start Saturday?
Skinner.
Skinner.
He's in the starters net today anyway.
Were you giving me
Skinner, man. I think Skinner's the starting goalie of this team.
Last night, Stuart Skinner was not the issue in that loss.
If you have to ask the question, it means he's going to be a Vezina
God, he
nominee
made some
within
good
3
save. He
years.
made that one save right before the goal.
Boy,
Oh, buddy. And I thought he made
30
the
seconds
glove.
into the game.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about that goal Connor almost scored? The one-handed poke that was going in, and then that D-man just knocked it off the line.
Oh,
Connor
that
thought it
would
was
have been
gonna
one of the goals of the year. I was so close.
Klim hit a post. Klim had a good deflection.
I like when Klim
Backwards.
I like when Klim dummied that dude near the jersey, near the net.
Oh, the reverse hit.
Yeah.
His last name's Costin?
Yeah.
Klim, the real Klim Shady.
Mystic?
Yeah, caustic milk.
Caustic.
Someone in the chat today, because Liam thinks Klim Kostin could be the answer. He wants Klim Kostin to get a game with McDavid, which seems intense. So he called him the answer, and someone in the chat said Klim Kostin is him. You know, that's the thing the kids are saying now. We should call him him.
Is him? That's the new thing?
Him Kostin.
Oh, it's him.
But I like
So
Klim Shady.
you're the man, you're him?
Yeah, like I'm him.
I actually like somebody last night on the Oilers Nation account, Climberly, I thought was very
That was
funny.
funny. We were doing.
Do you
Kim
you know
Kardashian?
what I don't like is when they yell said. Like if they said something, like if something happened that they had like knew was
I'm
gonna
out
they
of
say
touch.
said.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
It's
That's something the kids are doing.
Yeah,
I like
at the
Kennedy.
mall when I'm hanging out there.
Yeah, Kennedy took a picture of Klim Kostin and
Yeah.
then put over top of it the 21. Can you do something for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great meme.
That's a
Fantastic.
top shelf meme. Did you hear? So the Oilers are signing autographs at West Ed tonight.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
they are.
This is such bad timing to do this because literally colds, flu, and COVID are going around like crazy. There is a
Oh my
fucking
god!
high
I never
likelihood-
even thought of that.
That's it's true. Like
There's not a single kid that you will take there between the ages of
half of them are sick.
7 and 14 that haven't been sick in the past
So-
2 weeks.
And I was reading that
Like, why are they doing this?
the first 400 people in line
Get a French kiss?
get McDavid autographs. That means Connor McDavid is going to run into 400 people in the.
They're gonna have. Like, I don't want to bring back keywords from COVID, but like, are they
Super
gonna
spreader.
distance themselves? Like,
Super spreader.
is he gonna sit behind a table maybe and like?
this is a terrible idea.
is,
It's a
man.
terrible idea. I was
also,
gonna tweet
they
it.
The
are-
Oilers are just too nice to their fans. They just don't know when
They
to
just
stop.
care so much.
They don't know when to stop giving.
But if they like try to take precautions,
Jamal's paying so much money, it can only be
if they
that
tried
day.
to take a precaution and like put masks on the players, people would be like, what the
Do it in the spring.
Get Connor a 14-foot pen.
I would get Connor in like a Daft Punk style helmet.
Yeah.
where-
Trust us. That's him in that suit.
Yeah, it's the C. That's all you get.
Yeah. It's Cam McDavid.
You're
He's
right. This is
expendable.
a very, very bad idea.
very bad
Let's do this. So in 2 weeks from tomorrow,
Fucking 7 days.
see how many. I mean, yeah, 7. I guess.
Well, like
7 to a
be
period
3
of
days.
7.
Why don't you just point out the window? You're like 7.
A period of
It's right
7 to
there.
14 days. Let's see who's not in the lineup for
And
illness.
then let's trace it back, find all the people that were in their autograph line, and like, I don't know.
You
Get
guys,
mad.
listen, I
Get
still
mad.
have that Alberta app we were supposed to download. And I think 8 people did it, and I'm one of them. And I'm still walking around these streets, and I've never come within 1,000 yards of anybody else with the app. Otherwise, we would get a notification.
Fellow app guy.
2 virgin bees are
Bad
flying
idea.
near each other.
The other side of this, the autograph session starts 6 tonight. And apparently there were people there at 6 a.m. today at the McDavid spot in line with like lawn chairs being like, all right, giddy up.
Is it one autograph per person?
Yeah.
Like, or could I have like 10 McDavid jerseys?
it's one.
Yeah,
No.
I'm glad they shouldn't be doing that.
You have to wear them all, eh? And another one, and another one, and another one.
But I could
another
see,
one.
you know what? If you had like a Connor McDavid rookie card that was already worth, and it was proven that getting that autograph would
just
make that
dreading
worth like twice as much, I would maybe consider going there very, very
I
early
actually think you
to
would burn
guarantee
the value of a true McDavid rookie card if you got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If
I've
you-
never really found out if a Wayne Gretzky rookie card that's a 10 on the
Autograph kills it.
scale. Does an autograph kill it? Okay, well that answers
No,
that
you
then.
take your $200 or $350 jersey, you get them to sign it, and it's worth $1,500.
Yeah, the jersey is what shoots up in value, but not
Just
so
do
much.
not get him sick.
Oh yeah, I
Like
heard
it
on-
happened last time. They did it like before COVID. They did it, and a bunch of players got sick. Like I'm all for like
It's
Carnival
actually what started
champions,
COVID.
engagement,
It was?
and all that shit.
At the mall? Oh.
Yeah, the Santa Maria brought it in from sailing
wouldn't-
overseas.
There's some barnacles on the Santa Maria that look like they could be ground zero for something.
Did you know Liam had his 21st birthday party on the Santa?
Unbelievable. I bet you if he was a bee, he'd be flying
so
around.
British.
Let me tell you, let me do one better. My brother's wedding too was on that fucking boat.
Like two,
Wedding,
like
his
his
second
second wedding,
Yeah.
or
He had 2
also?
weddings simultaneously on the Santa
And
Maria.
as I'm standing there,
You just said yes. I don't. To which one?
it was a second wedding.
Okay.
I'm looking up and we're having our photo taken by just countless tourists. A fucking nightmare
Yeah.
on the Santa Maria.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to drink on the boat.
So you could say you didn't practice Santa Maria.
Mhm.
You
Ain't got no crystal ball.
No, I didn't.
I remember one time being in
There's a
Nashville
lot of
and
photos,
the guy jumped into
and
the
you
water
didn't like
came
it
back
on
in
the mall.
bar. He left. He came back like 5 minutes later, dripping wet because he jumped off the railing, gone down in the water, got out and got back in the bar.
Did you guys ever?
He
see-
never went back in the bar.
He did. I stood beside
Who?
him while he I was a
Same guy we're
stranger.
thinking of. Same guy that jumped in. that we
Stranger.
saw?
I didn't know who the guy
Oh,
was. He left and
stranger.
came back dripping wet in
Oh,
Nashville.
No, we had a friend that jumped in it.
I have a friend who goes to strip clubs and takes out $80K.
Yeah.
It's only
Worth of
spends 40.
loonies.
You have a
Shoots
friend
him.
that has 80K?
He found Gilbert Arenas found an infinite money glitch. Do you guys remember the video of the guy who jumped from the second deck at West End and just tried to jump onto the roof of the Cinezau?
Oh, and where
through
he the fucking
Yeah.
My head,
Cinezau employees just like sitting there like, I gotta finish. About to close out some dude.
It happened again.
You could kill somebody doing that. It's not
How
even
do we
funny.
pronounce it? It's not
Cinzio.
It's Cinzio, isn't it? It's not Cinezau.
What
my
did
old-
you call it? Cinezau?
They said Cinezau.
It's like Popozow, the best Kevin Federline song.
Cinzio. All right.
my old roommate used to be a security guard at West Ed for a while. And the amount of people, when there used to be a lot more clubs in the mall, that would get hammered and jump in from the top rack. He's like, we'd be pulling people out every fucking weekend
Dead
because
or
they don't
alive?
It was on
alive. He never pulled out a dead person, thankfully.
Oh, well, just being in that water should kill you.
Well, and also there would
Started
be
COVID there.
Wow.
Mhm.
You don't
I don't
actually,
think
like,
there's
it
any
can't be that
circulation in
good.
it. I don't think there's any air circulation.
They used to
in
just
it.
require, they just used to rely on the submarines going in a circle to like move the
Stir it.
circulation.
Yeah.
Remember we had more submarines than the Navy at the mall? We did. Canada had like
That
3
was
submarines in the mall had 4.
That's not true.
It was.
Yes,
for
it was
real.
a Trivial Pursuit question.
Yeah, they could be dispatched.
What Canadian
to war
mall
at any
has
moment.
more submarines than the Canadian Navy? And I was like, Bonnie Doon.
It's not like we have much water to patrol, guys.
Yeah.
What?
It's a joke.
In the mall
Being
we do.
sarcastic. Sarcasm 101.
Have you been in those submarines? They're a little bit freaky. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie
no,
to you.
I would never go in there. I am way too claustrophobic for that.
Like, we're not deep down there, but I don't think the kid driving them knows what to do in the event of an emergency.
Well, they're on tracks.
They just run upstairs and just seal you shut. So they're they run away.
No, an aisle seat on that ain't going to do it for me. Knowing that thing's closed and it is going down and it's not going to be open until we get back.
Yeah, and you can only go about 3 feet underwater, but still,
Not a chance.
So when I used to work in the mall, you see a lot of weird shit working in the mall, right?
Like what?
Like on Saturday or Sunday mornings, you'd go and there'd be scuba divers.
Oh yeah,
and they'd be going in there to clean.
Yeah,
like they full suit up and everything.
Yeah. Not 1 ounce of skin touches the wall.
There's only two. There's only 2 segments of people. There's 3 types of people in the mall at that time. There's the scuba divers doing the cleaning, the people going to work, and then the old people walking around that are getting exercise. Tai Chi.
There'd be groups in front of where HMV used to be, and they'd do like their Tai Chi. Wow,
it's a nice indoor place, which got a really smooth floor.
Yeah. Malls encourage old geezers to come.
I saw rollerbladers, except it's really slick.
Yeah.
Try to take a corner in that too fast, and you're going.
Keep going. I got something random to talk.
Do you remember when MC Hammer went to the mall and he tried to ride a scooter down the stairs, and they said that he's never allowed back in the mall, and then he wasn't popular a year later? I do.
Really?
That was the turning point.
MC Hammer was kicked out of the mall for life, bro. He's banned.
I can't stop. I've been watching this Sinizao video just on repeat.
Oh my God.
Sinzio.
Sinzio. I've only ever called it Sinizao.
Well, it's because it's not called that. There's
literally 7 letters in it, and you're making up like 8 more.
Bun place.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
Symbion.
Symbion. You know what a Symbion is?
Cinnabon.
Okay, what was this random thing you were going to talk about?
So you remember the movie The Terminal?
Where he's stuck in the
Sandra Bullock?
No, The Terminal's with Tom Hanks. He plays this Iranian guy, and because he doesn't have any immigration papers, he lives in the airport for like 13 years. Well, then he ends up getting papers and France welcomes him as a citizen, and he goes to live in France. Well, his health began to ail. So he actually went back and lived in the airport and died in the airport. So went back like 4 months before his death to live his life out. Yes, I read it on BBC like last week.
What
to live out the rest of his life in the airport.
The real true story guy.
The real true story.
What would be like the point of that?
Obviously,
such a good time.
He spent he loved his time in the airport. It meant something to him, so he wanted to go die in the airport.
That is sad.
But it's like kind of sweet at the same time.
It was the beginning of his freedom, correct? Right? He was fleeing from.
And I can't go live my last few months in an Edmonton strip club because they all burned down in an afternoon.
He died with like 30 grand cash.
What?
Because he got a bunch of money from his story. So he lived in an apartment and he lived off his money.
Jesus.
And then as soon as he fell
lived
ill,
off his money.
As soon as he fell ill, he moved into the airport.
Cashed in.
Anyways.
What do you guys think of the jerseys last night?
Meh.
I think on the street they'll look fine, but on TV they are a clusterfuck.
So we talked about something last night in our group chat where somebody said they watched a clip from the game and their immediate reaction was, well, this is what happened. Like they got to come back in LA. And it was like just because when we grew up, it was you wore your whites at home and you wore your darks on the road. That's just how it was. You could look at the TV screen. You didn't have to see the emblem on the ice. You knew where that team was by the color of their jersey. Somewhere along the line, somebody got fancy and changed it all up. And I don't understand it because I just think that it needs to go back to white at home and dark on the road.
Why?
But there's no difference.
There's no difference. It doesn't.
Then dark on the road or white at home? No,
it was always white on the road.
I always thought it was because
no, it wasn't ever white on the road.
Yes, it used to be white on the road.
It is white on the road.
No,
it used to be white at home, dark on the road.
Didn't they change it because if you wanted to have like a playoff, like whiteout or like Oilers, Calgary would be red, obviously, right? Because all their away jerseys are red, so you'd have the whole crowd in red. Right.
I just always thought it was because like the cooler
jerseys.
Yeah, the cooler jerseys are generally
because if they only have the white jersey, then that's the home.
I'm from
jersey.
the
They got the third jersey now, the reverse cowgirl. They got them all now.
Yeah, I'm from the hard streets of Westridge and Wolf Willow, baby, and white jerseys are fresh.
I agree. The white jerseys are fresh.
So when you say the better looking jersey was the dark one, I will always pick a jersey in white, no matter what the team is.
And that's fine. But it's the whole reason is because like you wear the jersey the team wears at home. So if they only have the white jersey, then people are only going to go buy the white jersey.
Everybody has a whiteout. I think that's
Well, sure, that's probably another layer to it. And then now that they wear their color jersey at home, it can be any jersey now, and they can launch a camo, they can launch a purple one.
so it's just the exact opposite now. It's just dark at home, white on the road.
But
right?
it's been like that
It's
for
been like that for like 10 years now.
Yeah, man, I'm stuck in the past, I guess. But
Jack
here,
Michaels kept calling Klim Kostin Ryan McLeod.
Okay.
He also said he was jacked up on Jolt Cola and Sour Patch Kids, which I appreciated.
Joe Cole, that was the holy grail. Like, man, if you drank that, like you were doing something, you were doing something crazy.
Back to the jerseys. I didn't think they were that bad.
On TV, they're bad. They're really like they're tough to consume on television.
I just wish they went to the OG colors.
Gene looked wicked before the game and all.
Gene looks like me when I'm hammered at 7-Eleven at 2
You
in the
said
morning.
that, and when I saw him, I was like, Gene looks like Jamie Kennedy from Malibu's Most Wanted right now.
But
You know that
you have
movie?
all your piercings and earrings and stuff, and he doesn't have any of those.
Well, yeah.
When I look at you, immediately I just think that guy's a lot of earrings.
Mm-hmm. And Prince Albert's.
Wow.
Is it the Prince Charles?
That's too far.
Oh, why? Is that your favorite prince?
Isn't it Prince Charles or the Prince Albert?
I always thought it was a Prince Albert.
Yeah.
There is a Prince Charles you can get.
Should it be a King
It's
Charles
just the
now?
other direction.
I think I know what it is. But are we
Perpendicular.
talking about
Shoots through it, not up it. You say, long live the king!
The King George is down the river, though.
Down shaft, top to base.
Is it really worth getting that with all the things that could possibly happen?
No.
What?
No. You could
There's
block.
nothing worse.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Than an infected Prince Charles.
Than doing an autograph session at West Edmonton Mall.
Sure.
You'd rather get a Prince Charles or
It's safer. I'm not going to get the flu.
What is the why do they call it the Prince Charles?
it's
I just invented it.
It's respectful.
Why is it called the Prince Albert then?
Because
got
Albert
one.
had one. He's a trendsetter.
Oh, that's the rumor?
He's like, I got a new thing.
So
He
Albert,
invented it.
Check it.
Albert was
The dirty one from Monaco.
Epstein's friend.
was he?
Demonetized.
Oh no, was that not Albert?
Epstein's friend.
No.
Who was Epstein's friend then?
Who would Charles?
I'm thinking of Bill Clinton.
No, not
Elizabeth.
Charles.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Allegedly.
Andrew was a sicko.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
Andrew is the sicko.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
The one in Monaco is like a dog. He's got kids everywhere.
Because he's the Prince Albert of Monaco.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of
That's
the
five in the same
Royals.
house. Might not be
Oh,
good.
yeah.
He's got the Prince Albert of Monaco.
Yeah, he had the first one.
Good for
He had
Oh,
the
so
first
he's not
one.
even like Prince Albert of
No, it all
England?
happened in Saskatchewan.
Oh.
Outskirts of
guy.
Winnipeg, most of this happened.
What?
Outskirts of Winnipeg.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Okay. Should I put this part in the timestamps I'm doing for the pod?
I just
Yes.
went into awkward silence for about 45 minutes.
I don't know what to
halfway through
add
the pod.
to a cock ring.
I have a lot of stuff I want to say that I know we're not going to be allowed to keep in. So I'm just trying to wait for the conversation to shift.
Well, this does give me some time to plug the FIS Snowboard Big Air World Cup presented by Toyota, which is coming to Edmonton less than a month from now on December 10th. Tickets on sale, ticketmaster.ca. Explore Edmonton, big part of this. Also, in our group chat, Chalmers posted what
Photos.
the setup looks like.
Unbelievable.
It looks cool.
Post that on the Insta.
So funny thing. I got an artist rendition of what it's going to look like, and then a friend of ours was in the.
You commissioned an artist to do a rendering of
No,
the
I didn't
FIS?
physically.
Oh, I was like, you're
the
really committed.
Big air competition did.
Right. Oh, I see.
You would think doing a big air competition in Commonwealth, you would need the space, so you would go lengthwise, correct?
Oh, because they get the speed up.
They go widthwise.
Yep.
It was bizarre. It blew me away. But then, yeah. So we had
When
a
you
friend-
see it, it makes sense.
No, I just would have.
Lengthwise, the Prince Albert.
I just never even thought
Widthwise,
about
the Charles.
Down the river.
Yeah. Down the river.
Here's the Charles.
So this is the Charles, or is this the Albert of
No, this
ski
is
jumps?
I'm putting an end to this conversation.
Okay, sorry. So then a friend of ours was in Commonwealth today and took a picture of them setting it up. And we had all talked about what do they do underneath?
Yeah.
It's scaffolding. It's just straight scaffolding.
Oh,
Metal
well,
scaffolding.
I thought they were like build the snow off the ground. for
What
some
else
reason.
do we think it was going to be?
Big pile
paper
of snow, all the
mache. I
snow
don't fucking know. That's the thing. I don't know. All snow. They were going to truck in all this snow. Remember, I even made a comment that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever said on here, but I was like, I hope Commonwealth has good drainage because that's a lot of snow to truck in there.
It still is a lot of snow.
Still is a lot of
But
snow.
still a ton of snow, yeah, for sure.
Do you think the Elks will find a way to lose
Yes.
during the FIS Cup.
Yes.
They will. That is a tough
It's
one.
at home, right?
Yeah.
It's at home.
That's a tough one.
You got to see the set. You got to see the pictures though. They are the coolest. It is going to be wild. I cannot wait to go. When is it exactly?
December
month.
10th.
December 10th.
Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.
Nice.
Explore Edmonton. That's all.
That's
quick.
good. It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Tyler, I'm going to get us seats like right by the ramp if I can.
Yeah, do it.
We are so close to Christmas. Time is flying.
Did you know that Crashed Ice was 12 years ago?
It is amazing that long ago.
Yeah.
What? No, it hasn't. I was like, I did that.
Every single person in here was on their phone, except for me and Bang
Oh,
Bug.
I'm getting
And
inundated
I'm like,
about
I'm going to
something
hit
right
some
now.
people out with some falsehoods. Let's see.
What's the one that you hit? What's the one that this person when you do the math, it works out the person's 16 years old.
The guy from Carolina. The guy on the Hurricanes that he was in 06, he wasn't born yet or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to look at which guy we say it. Every time they play.
Svechnikov, I think.
Yeah. The real bitch about this is he was born in 06, and everyone's like, yeah, what an asshole.
is this
my
like-
God, can you believe it? I was like, wait a minute.
Have you not seen LeBron James getting just dragged on social
such a
media
liar, man.
about him like just saying that he did things before
The
they even
memes are
happened?
fantastic.
The memes are fantastic. They're great.
It's just
He's
'cause
invented everything.
He's been surrounded by 12 people to 15 people his entire life. Are like, whatever you say, Bron.
Did you also see that
You invented the question mark? Why not?
Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan,
Is
is
hitting
dating
Scottie Pippen's
ex-wife?
Boom.
What?
Larissa
Slept with Future.
No, that's his ex-wife.
Who slept
buddy.
with Future and like brought Scottie Pippen into it. Remember?
That's
How bad Scottie Pippen got
fucking-
That was-
dragged?
there's some beef
Yeah, that
between
one.
Pippen and Jordan, right? Isn't there?
Well, now there would
But
be.
wasn't there before?
Yeah, well, like
I
don't know.
Some
There's a-
long
There's
tail
a
revenge
picture.
here.
There's a picture of Michael Jordan after winning a finals. Larsa Pippen is in the picture, and a 6-year-old Marcus Jordan is sitting on his dad's lap.
being like, damn, girl.
I'll be there and give me
Give me
16
12.
years.
Give me 12, 14 years. Let's just say he's 20. I don't know.
Well, Puff Daddy did the reverse and stole one of his son's girlfriends and dated her for a while. Lori
Jesus.
Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter.
Famous people just do the weirdest
It's
shit.
a different world.
They basically been living
We
the
should start
Bitcoin
cryptocurrency
FTX
and
life.
find out what happens, bro.
You think that's
Yeah.
crazy? You should have gone to the FTX meeting last October.
Do you think Giselle knew that Tom was going to lose all his money, and that's why she was?
He didn't lose all his money.
He's losing a lot of money.
Why?
What? Where?
FTX.
He didn't put any money into it.
Allegedly, he did.
Allegedly.
He was given.
Didn't OBJ get paid in Bitcoin? But that's not that bad.
Yeah.
because he
Vaughn
still
Miller. Look up
kept
Vaughn
going.
Miller. Vaughn Miller took a contract in crypto.
But Bitcoin's only like down like 50%. It depends on the
If you sign a $30 million contract, you lost $15 million fucking dollars.
All sorts of shit's down 50%. Mark Zuckerberg lost $100 billion.
I lost 15% of this
costs so
drink,
much.
and that's only one shot of rye.
Klim?
Klim?
Cost so much on his league min, baby.
You don't cost.
I just did a very good betting move for this weekend. Bills, Vikings opened up at 48 as the over-under.
You know what I know about that game?
under
6 feet of snow.
6 feet of snow expected
Where?
to fall in Buffalo between today and
6
Sunday.
feet. Who has
6
ever
feet?
heard
That is an
of 6 feet
ungodly
of snow?
sum.
It
Think
is,
about the weight
yeah,
of that.
So it is expected
The
to be one of
over-under is 43?
Hang on.
dropping. It was 48.
6 feet between today, Thursday, and Sunday?
Yes. It is expected to be one of the biggest snowstorms in U.S. history, and the Bills and Bills and Browns are supposed to play there on Sunday.
This is good for the Browns, baby. We need the win. Let's go, Chubby.
What else is...
Neither running back is 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but Chubb's quads are 6
So-
feet around. I'll tell you that much.
The line opened at 48. It then dropped all the way down to 42. While we were recording this podcast, I saw a report. They're moving the game to Detroit to play it in the Dome, just like they did, I think, 7 years ago for a Bills game. So I jumped on. I hammered the over at 42. Hammered it. And now the
They
lines are
gotta-
disappearing.
Yeah, they're going to be suspending your bet.
Were they allowed to?
No, they won't. I got it in, dude. I guarantee this bet's going. It's good. It's in already. They can't take it away.
Moving it to Detroit. Who else is going to be affected by this? Not Foxborough. Not Indy. Not
Syracuse
Denver.
Crunch?
Not Pittsburgh. Minnesota. Isn't Minnesota close to
Dome.
Buffalo? Not really.
Dome.
Oh, Dome. Touche.
Dome.
The roof might cave in again.
Drum truck, you want to make some money? I got a line on a 10-bedroom penthouse in the Bahamas.
Dude,
It's
that's
just going through a deep
ear
clean.
to the streets.
Nailed it. My betting group chat lit up, and I was like,
Hey,
everyone's hammering it.
we
But it was a
total
pick.
points 43. Over is minus 200 right now.
Yeah. See? So what's the actual line you got there? Because I got it at 42.
There's a bunch of options here.
This game's still going to end with like 36. And it won't matter.
43 and a half, I think, is what they have it at, but it's minus 200 for the over right now.
Okay, so I've been gone, and I clearly am the glue that holds all the segments together because you guys didn't make an NFL pick after 1 week of me not being here.
We've been doing construction tips the whole way through.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
talking
you have?
out on the
Yep.
NFL bets.
Yeah.
That way there's so much
Suck
shit
at it.
happening out.
People have been faxing us their construction problems, and your M-Check and I have been taking a stab.
Actually, I wanted to bring this up with you.
Sure.
You had a line the other day
Okay.
that when we were doing our housing tips, you were like, if you don't do this, this, and this, you're going to end up with a bunch of water coming out of your ceiling fan
Oh, boy.
or out of your bathroom fan. Guess what happened that weekend?
It got really cold, and then it got really warm, and you noticed some water around your bathroom fan.
Yep, dripping, a whole bunch of it.
Do you know why that happened?
Yes, because I installed my fan upside down is what I figured out.
You did?
Yep. It was sucking moisture up instead of just blowing air around.
No. A ceiling fan or a
Like
bath
my
fan?
bathroom fan.
Bath fans are designed to suck air out.
Yeah, sorry, then I did the reverse. I just had it
You were
upside
pulling cold air down. How does it even fit in the housing?
I have no idea how I did this.
No wonder.
But when you see wouldn't the blade be?
Yep, the blade was exposed. I was
No.
like, why won't my cover fit on here? I just been living with no cover on my bathroom fan for like 2 months.
Like a savage.
Oh, just raw dog out there.
Okay, hold on.
I'm starting to think you did cause the basement flood at your
Yeah, you
in-laws.
100%.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong?
I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh, I use it as a veggie dicer.
Because the way a bath fan works is that they have a housing. It's just a metal box, right? And it's got a vent hole on it. And it's got a hole for the wire to come through. You screw that to the joist in the ceiling. And then you click in a fan and you screw it in, you click in the little wire and then vent it out. And then you put a grill on it. If you put the housing in the only way it can go, I didn't think it was possible for the bath fan to fit in upside
Got a
down.
lot of Chalmers.
It's a really old fan. It's original from 63.
Well, sure.
What
whatever.
the fuck did
It's
you
like
not?
a long time
They're
ago.
$40.
No, but the issue
You
is
can replace every single thing in your house for $40 if you're so
Gotten a
inclined.
new one for $40.
No.
and an
He's busy
hour's
thinking
worth
about
of time.
sports. He doesn't have time.
It's a bad size. The new ones they make are too small for the hole.
No,
what she
you can
said.
you can get big. Dude, the biggest one they make is like 12 by 12, and there's no way the hole was any bigger than 10 by 10.
I'm going maybe off some bad info then.
A very
I
bad
think you've got
info.
a bad source.
I want to see if I
You used to text me
What do you
about
want?
this stuff.
Bloody Google Maps? What are you doing on your phone over there?
want to see if I have a picture.
We could
Like,
go.
you
we
look
could
like
go a
you're so
record
busy,
length
but
on
I can
this if
see
we
over
really
your
tried.
shoulder.
I don't know.
I don't see you doing a lot of stuff. You're like, I'm going to open all my apps. And I'm going to close them all one by one. I'm going to close every frame on my phone. Then I'm going to open up a photo app, scroll through at light speed, and then call my mom. That's a your Remchuck 5-minute segment on.
Remember when you called your mom in LA?
Yeah, that was.
Let's make football picks.
Oh, man, I forgot you did that.
Oilers news.
Let's make football picks just for tonight's game.
Okay.
1 second.
Just for tonight's game?
Like
the Oilers news. It could be huge.
Let's make one pick for the weekend. But
Is
what's
it a
the Oilers
blockbuster
news?
trade?
Yes. No, Tyler Benson's going down on a conditioning stint.
Gives a shit.
No.
Well, that'll be fine too because
Who gives
He'll-
a shit?
Yeah,
Oh,
Tyler
it's a
Benson.
fucking
What's he
Oilers
done?
Podcast.
Who's Tyler Benson?
what are you pointing at me for?
You got something to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say that's good because Tyler Benson can pop back down, get his conditioning stint out of the way, come back up. Dylan Holloway, down you go.
100%.
I'm going to say this again. We have to Kucherov Kane. We have to Kucherov Kane. We need to make some adjustments. Last night exposed some things.
What?
Need more
The whole
toughness.
season is exposing some things. Kucherov Kane, and man, are we in the driver's seat to make some moves.
Chalmers, did you hear about how Adidas firing Kanye and continuing to sell Yeezys will make them $400 million more revenue a year?
More than, because they don't have to pay Kanye.
Be keeping all the
What are
designs.
they calling them though?
Adidas shoe.
Hell yeah!
How did they get the
Adidas.
rights to that?
Because when he designs them per their agreement, they become the property of Adidas.
Adidas took them.
Adidas exercised their contract and kept all the IP. That Kanye.
I started watching.
That's how much money Kanye's making from Adidas. Him
making.
Kanye's making $400 million. They think he's 70% of Adidas sales online.
Well, they said that his contract would have over time was worth, and I know it's not money in your pocket, but was like $1.4 billion that he threw away.
Yeezy just jumped over Jumpman. Remember that song?
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Okay, Chalmers, what did you want to do before we wrap this up?
I don't know. Just make some football picks. I don't know.
I thought we were going to read reviews.
I'll take the over in the Bills game.
Okay.
I was gonna say
What line?
Yeah, 42 if you can get it.
Oh, well, if you tease it.
I love a good teaser bet.
All right, let's
Got
see.
any college football picks?
Ohio State always.
Clemson over Navy.
Iowa State. Clemson.
Navy over Army?
Clemson over Old Navy.
Old Navy over Navy?
You know what's good about
Space Force over Army?
I wish they would have played that game in the snow. That would have been sweet.
Like, is it going to be snowing during the game?
Bills are 8-point favorites.
We're not playing there anymore.
They should start a Space Force team if they really want to brand Space Force as dope.
Forget expanding to Europe.
I'm taking Washington Commanders -3 over the Houston Texans.
Space Force college team.
Can you imagine playing for Army? How terrible.
Oh, I'm taking the Commanders one straight up. Heineke is buzzing.
No, but we have to we have to take a spread on this.
Yeah, then I'll take the Commanders. I'll take the points. Sure.
Commanders -3. What are you taking, Charles?
That's what I'm doing. I said Commanders -3.
Jay, you're also taking Commanders -3.
You said Texans.
No, I didn't. Why would I take the Texans?
Oh, it's fading you. Oh,
Texans
okay.
suck.
Yeah, they do suck.
And the Commanders just beat the. But that's the thing is, it's like, do they come back down to reality? Are they?
They're
Is that too emotional of a win?
I'll take the Eagles in a bounce back game -6.5 against the Colts.
You know what? I'm not taking the Commanders.
I'm
Fuck
not
that.
touching anything Colts right now just because he's.
No, I'm taking Eagles -6.5. Is that what you just took?
Jesus Christ. This is why we don't do it anymore because it's a mess.
You're trying to force it.
And no one listening is listening.
I'll take Eagles -6.5. That's who I'm taking.
Let's all take Eagles -6.5 and just
Who's
call
playing
it a day.
tonight?
Baltimore,
Titans. No.
Green Bay Packers, and Titans.
Yes.
Packers are a -3 favorite, -3.5.
Which Baltimore team? The CFL team or the NFL team?
The Baltimore CFLers or the Baltimore Colts or
The
the Baltimore
over-under is 41
Stallions.
in this Packers Titans game. That seems low.
Yeah, I think
Baltimore
I'd bang over.
CFLers. They're not even trying at that point.
I'd always bang over.
All right.
I'm taking Packers over Tennessee.
I like the over in that game.
They're
All right.
finding their shit. Well, Watson can catch a ball.
Nice seeing you guys again. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, or 2 episodes in a row.
We just completely disregarded the fact that Tyler and BM and I had a meeting.
We had a
2:30.
meeting?
With who?
I was supposed to be over in 9 minutes
Well,
With
you're
who?
almost done.
With who?
with you.
That's 3.
Okay. Well, then we're going to wrap this up. Get to the last.
No,
10
have
minutes
it
of
right
the
now.
video.
Have it right now.
Have it right now, fast.
What's the meeting
Have
about?
an hour-long meeting in 9
There was other
minutes.
parties involved.
No, it's just 3
What's
of
the
us.
meeting about?
We're building out an accountability chart around the whole podcast show division of the nation.
A lot of people
each
English.
show, who's the lead talent, who is the creative producer, who is the live producer, who's doing the social.
Well, don't you
promotion.
think that I should
Who's
be
the lead
involved in
talent
that?
on the show? Is it
Don't you think I
Chalmers?
should be in that
Not
meeting?
Any of these shows.
Oh, I'm
These are
on
live
this show.
This is not a live show.
Live show?
Yeah, we do live shows. They're broadcasted live, kind of like TV, but on the internet.
But also,
Oh.
no. I know that on YouTube and shit.
There's TV on the internet?
With
Why
the
do you
Paramount
have to?
Plus subscription,
Why do you
you
have
get
to
all the
have
nation
an
content you need.
organizational chart for a live something, but not a tape something?
Well, get to it. Rome
No,
wasn't
it'll
built
be
in a day,
both. It'll
bro.
be both.
yeah, it's both. I'm just bugging you.
Oh,
Yep. All right. We're gonna wrap this up. Shout out.
Didn't even get to your mustache.
mine.
It's looking good. I see it on all the clips now. You can
Looks
see
better
it.
on camera than in person. I
You
think.
can see you have a mustache in all your video.
oh yeah, looks
So you can
great.
see the lighting gives it a bit more of a shadowy effect on camera. So
I think we need to mascara that baby a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what? No, you know what you do? You light up the end of a wine cork, and then you blow it out, and then you use it.
Oh, you're a
Remember
cork
we
soaker.
did that in.
Have you given your first mustache?
You're a
Right?
cork soaker.
What? What was the question?
Have you given your first mustache? Right?
I didn't see it coming.
That's funny. Hey, thank you.
That question was Alex Edler, and I was McDavid.
Oh my God, that's a funny joke.
Um,
Nothing about McDavid getting hit is funny.
but anyways, I also did do this last year where I wanted to see how long my mustache would get in the month of November, and I have a picture of it from last year.
You're telling me
We'll
that
keep going.
17 days?
Yep.
You got called.
You got to go like 90 days. Let's go.
He's only 14, like that guy in the Hurricanes.
Gregor had an idea, and I think I'll do it next year. I'll partner up with Movember. And
Yeah, you got called out on Better Late Than Never last night in the voicemail for just growing a mustache during November and doing zero charity work.
yeah, not a great look, but I don't really care.
You can do that?
I'll donate $5.
You can just grow a mustache and not have to get charity?
Yeah, guess so.
That'd be like Connor going to the mall and just shaking hands with 400 people for no reason.
Freed over
There's
here.
no reason behind it.
400 handshakes.
There's no reason for it.
400 people coughing on him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
If
not
you're
like
going
a
to
big
see Connor
paranoid
tonight,
sick guy, but like it is cold flu COVID season right now. Like
you do a COVID test, you take a
fucking Oilers
pregnancy
are getting
test,
sick.
you
For
wear
sure.
gloves, you wear a condom if you're going to see Connor tonight.
You should be in a bubble.
Bubble boy.
You should be on the Santa Maria and you wave to him from the deck. And then a guy
That's all
falls
I
through his
need.
synesio.
That's all I need.
He could be standing on one of the submarines, just cruising around, waving at the people.
That's
outside
all
the pool.
you need.
You will not. Okay, I'm sorry, but my wife just texted me and my son's home from school, my oldest one, and they still have Halloween candy, right? And I mean, what does every dad do? They take their Halloween candy. So my son had like 5 bags of like small Lay's original potato chips.
Original. You're doing him a favor.
They're my mom's favorite. And I thought he didn't like them. And that's why he wasn't eating them.
Right.
So I ate like
All of
over the
them.
last like 5 days, I've had like a bag a day. And my wife just said, it was like, where did Logan's Lay's go? And I'm like, oh boy, why? And she's like, he was saving those. They're his favorite.
No way.
Just like grandma. He loves them like grandma.
Your best
Straight up.
Halloween
He
candy
goes
for last.
she writes-
Impossible.
She writes,
It's
you better pick him
raisins.
up a big bag of Lay's on the way home. He was not happy. And I said, are you serious right now? For real? And she goes, for real. He said he didn't get any of his Lay's and
So
was
you know what you
saving
do,
them.
Chalmers? And
For
I'm
real,
gonna come off as a prick.
On
you
game?
buy him 5 giant bags
I
of
am.
Lay's
I
and
am.
you make him
Oh,
eat
don't
them
worry.
all tonight.
No, not all tonight.
You really better fucking like these things.
Smoke the whole pack.
You're smoking the whole pack of
We
chips.
got and you're smoking them all.
Get him a pack of darts.
I'll buy a bottle of Ryan. I'll
Here's
drink
a
the whole
pack of
thing tonight
Smokes,
too.
matinee,
Well, he
extra
eats the
miles.
bags of Ryan.
Why did you
Or
start
bags of
smoking at
Lay's.
the age of, how old is he? 12?
Who? My son?
Yeah.
11.
11. I see I said 10, 12, right at the gut. Why'd you start smoking at the age of 11? Well, my dad ate all my Halloween chips. Brought me home a pack of darts. We didn't ask questions in my house.
So I went and found his stash. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay, we're wrapping up this podcast. It's gone long.
Yeah.
We have a meeting.
So we have to reschedule this meeting
Thanks
now.
for-
No. We can do it in like 5 minutes.
Thanks for tuning
No, we
in.
have another meeting at 3.
I'll
You should
just
learn
fill
the
my name in
5-minute
where I
meeting
want.
where you have an hour-long meeting in 5 minutes. You just talk super fast, super fast, done.
I live in the land now of everything's a 30-minute meeting and it's like
Super fast.
so intense. And they all run late.
You ever heard of the 4-hour work week, Chalmers? What about the 40-second work week?
6-minute abs.
2-second abs.
But I made 5-minute abs.
Hour and
Get it?
11-minute.
Because it's 5 minutes. Okay, let's finish this.
Bag milk,
shit.
hit the extra. People will stop talking if you hit the extra.
Wrong button.
When do we get a new intro?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Real Life Podcast. Don't want to miss any of our nonsense? Hit the subscribe button and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.